And hello, everyone. This is Daniel with the Legacy of Daniel podcast. I'm coming to you to speak on my journey of becoming an author and a creator. And I have a fun journey show to share. A lot of exciting things, at least for me. If you're a creator and a writer, you may find this to be interesting, and I'm sure you've had those days where you've gotten a lot of work done or something very creative just comes through your work and it may only make sense to you, and that's all that matters. That's what makes your world, your life beautiful, and that's how you grow, and that's how you bring others up with you into your world and this beautiful world that you are manifesting through your creativity, your works, whatever it may be. But today, let's see, I'm going to look back through I use OneNote for everything, just about, and I started using this maybe 10 years ago, and it's an absolute beauty of a piece of software. But I started the day with some morning speaking exercises. I try to speak into my OneNote journal at least 3 times a day, just going over things that I've done, my creativity, the works I'm working on. Most of it is just for exercise so that when I come onto these shows, the podcast, I kind of start speaking a little bit better. I can pronounce my words a little bit better. I'm not using the words and all the disgusting words as often. And also kind of learn how to breathe a bit more when I am speaking and have the appropriate gaps and all that. So a lot of practice, a lot of work on working on that, and it is actually quite an exercise. If you haven't really focused on doing speaking exercises where you try to actually speak for maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes with very little break, it's kind of difficult. For me, it's been a very good exercise, very strengthening, and helps lead the path to really unleashing that creativity and clearing some breakaways or some barriers in your mind. I then, one of the things I did was I'm trying to speak, read my book aloud, my novel aloud, or what I have, and then record it. So again, I get to work on my speaking. I get to hear myself speak and speak the book that I'm working on, so that I could, again, kind of bring in a auditorial type of sense to it, to kind of just bring in a different view, a different sense of the book, a different sense of the characters, and try to get a different feel for it. So I listened to that a little bit, and generally once I get an idea of something or there's something that needs to be worked on, I just kind of go for it. And once I did that, I worked on a lot of dialogue in the opening, one of the openings of the I think it's gonna be like the third chapter. Lots of dialogue, and it was awesome, a lot of fun. The characters really coming to life, and I could almost feel myself participating in the conversation. I could see the action, the movement, in my mind as I'm writing the script, I guess you can say, and reading it back to myself. So a lot of fun, and this is all new to me, and I'm sure a lot of other authors may know what I'm talking about, and probably experience this a lot. But it just seems like the authors are coming to life more, and that's kind of what I want. I want them to come to life, and I want them to be living in the words, in the pages, so that others can, when they come to read it, really be a partaker of the character and really get an understanding of what's going on in the story and some of the messages that I'm trying to deliver. And so I have a lot of notes. I'm not going to really share a lot of uh, changes or really what's going on in the novel, just because I'm trying to keep a bit of a secret, a bit of a mystery. And I'm a very big believer in intellectual property and protecting intellectual property. So that's just kind of where my mind is coming from. I've dealt with intellectual property before, or theft before, so I very big believer in the protection of intellectual property and keeping your treasure. Very, very important. No matter what kind of intellectual property it is, it's yours and it's part of your soul, so you need to keep it. And what else have I done today? Oh yes, and my book cover. So yesterday, if I think I did a show yesterday I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I'm working on a book cover. So I had an idea for a book cover, just kind of spontaneously came to my mind. And actually, I shouldn't say spontaneous because it is something that I've come across in the past. So it's just kind of more or less being remembered. And I started working on this book cover, and I'm actually painting it. So I'm not a good painter. I'm a horrible painter, and I've always been interested in drawing, especially since young. I've always been interested in drawing, art, writing. Just never really been good at it. But now that I'm on the path of becoming a creator, and I have a lot of extra time on my plate, drawing, painting are things that I kind of been bringing into my creative world to help unleash any hidden creativity that could help me just create projects or just pass the time even. And so I'm using canvas and some acrylic paints and acrylic pens to draw out this image I have of what I'd like to have on the book cover. And it's kind of fun, kind of interesting, and I'm gonna just create other art that comes along with the novel. So it's gonna be a lot of fun and create this entire atmosphere of intellectual property, of creativity surrounding this novel, and just see what happens with it. So a lot of fun come with that. I've reached over 21 um 21,000 words now. I'm approaching 22. No, actually I'm approaching, well, I'm not at 22,000 yet. I'm over 2100, and I'm only mentioning this because 1111 is a good number. So 21 1111. And I'm also learning how to use Microsoft a little bit more efficiently using the comment section. And I did not realize that you can print out the paper and have comments on there. And you can also have links to OneNote in your Microsoft Word portion. So I have links to Microsoft Word with more description and detail on the characters or themes or certain things that I'd like to have more just kind of thought on, just in case I have to remind myself on something. And also food is very important. Keeping up with food, not a lot, just having some snacks, raisins or peanuts around, kind of keeps the mind fueled, and that's important so that you don't get distracted by hunger. And then I also have done a little bit of gaming today. And that's also a great way to break up, for me at least, break up some of the work, some of the writing, some of the screen time, some of the reading, pages after page. Which I'm not complaining. I I enjoy this process a whole lot. I really do enjoy it. I really enjoy reading and writing. I'm enjoying editing and the dialogue. A lot of fun. It's very beautiful, and that's all I see it as, is something beautiful, a piece of work, a piece of artwork. It's creativity. And I'm really trying to stay away from this idea that it's this like smudgering of this thing that I'm just kind of slugging along, and it's I just can't wait to get it done. And it's just, yeah, I can't wait to get it done. And yeah, there is some time where I'm kind of frustrated because I do want to get it done because sometimes I feel like I'm wasting my time, and I I'm really want to see if it does well in the marketplace. So I really focus today on really staying calm, staying patient, and just staying in the novel and staying in the beauty of the novel, staying in the beauty of my creativity, and not letting any negativity or any of this chaos try to sway me another way. Everything is always beautiful, as I said in one of my paper and pencil shows, and that's how everything needs to be when you're dealing with creativity, especially if you're working on a big project. Everything must always be beautiful. But that's it for today. I'm going to end the show here. I think I've covered just about all my tasks that I did today and work I put into the novel and some new things I learned. It's it's about 3:30 now, so probably around 5 o'clock I'll be done. My brain will want to shut off and rest and prepare. So I do have a writing critique coming up, so I have to start reading some other works of individuals who have submitted their manuscripts to be, to be read, and so I have about 9 days to read about 9 different manuscripts and provide some feedback. So stay in touch and come back for more. I'm gonna keep providing updates on this journey. I'm very much enjoying this novel writing process, and I thank you all for listening.